Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California again. It's Monday, April 20th, 2020, and you're on the mic. So, we found out some information over the weekend that's first reported by Come Geek Some. Um, so, um, Vic asked and got an extension on his response time to Monica and Ron's cross appeal of the attorney's fees. Um, Monica and Ron filed their cross appeals brief along with their response to Vic's appeal brief back on March the 31st, and Vic had until today to reply to the cross appeal. Um, his legal team was asked and was granted an extension to for another month for May 20th because of the, of course, voluminous stuff that they needed to reply to, as well as with everything going on with the pandemic right now, as well as being not being able to have the same amount of staff that they normally would have. So they asked and got an extension to May 20th. That should be when we should next hear something. Oh, maybe something a little sooner, depending upon when how much time he's got to respond to their replies to his initial, to Monica and Ron's, Jamie's, and Funimation's replies to his appeal. So, so yeah, over the next month or so, we'll wait to see what happens. So, but that's about all of that. Basically, Vic's legal team asked for and got an extension to reply to Monica's and Ron's cross appeal. So yeah, so as Nick had warned us, though, of course, normally the appeals process is a bit slower than the trial process, even though it didn't technically go to trial, it just went to the TCPA. Um, you know, even though this is technically considered an expedited process, but due parts of the pandemic and stuff, things have slowed down a bit. But it's gonna be a while. So just it's best for us to sit and tight and hope for the best here. But I think we do have some good news that one of the things, as I said, I was worried about, the apparently the appellate judges will at least see everything involved. You know, it will be presented, and Nick made some good points um, in his analysis of the replies to Vic's appeal. So we'll just wait and see, and hopefully things will work out for the best there. Um, so with all that being said, moving on now to the next segment, which is this day in Nietzsche history. So today being April 20th, let's see what's happened on this day in Nietzsche history in the world of comics, pro wrestling, manga, anime, cartoons. Let's see. There are a few interesting little tidbits that happened. So first off, on this date back in 1981, which of course was, I believe, 39 years ago. Um, Tiger Mask, the anime adaptation Tiger Mask 2 by Toei Animation premiered on this date in 1981 and continued until January 1982, airing 33 episodes. Tiger Mask 2 was a sequel to the anime and manga series Tiger Mask. Um, this is, of course, the manga and anime that to the eventually led to the series of wrestlers who would become Tiger Mask in Japanese pro wrestling, or what they call Puroresu, with Satoru Sayama being the first Tiger Mask, followed by I think it was Shinya Hashimoto was Tiger Mask 2. But in the manga, the his real identity was Naoto Dato, I believe, or Date, Naoto Date. Now, originally, Tiger Mask, um, the manga Tiger Mask was developed back in 1968, from 1968 to 1971, and was later published from 70 to 71 in Weekly Shonen magazine. The original anime adaptation ran from 1969 to 1971, airing for 105 episodes. That was the first series. The second series, which is the one I'm talking about right now here, premiered on this date in 1981. Now, for those of you that don't know about the Tiger Mask manga and anime, the main plot of it was Tiger Mask was in the manga was originally a heel wrestler, or well, the terminology heel wrestler, but heel meaning bad guy wrestler. You know, um, he was originally a heel wrestler, well known in America for being very brutal. But then what happened one day is he met a child from an orphanage that he grew up in, who said he wanted to grow up to be a villain like Tiger Mask. And with that, realizing the responsibility that he bore, he didn't want to have the kid growing up looking up to a villain. So he then became a good guy wrestler, also known as a face wrestler. Pretty good story. Um, but anyways, on this date in 1981, the sequel to the original Tiger Mask 2, premiered, released by Toei Animation. So moving on then to the next thing here. Um, on this date in 1995, um, Archie Comics would release on the newsstands Archie's Pal Jughead Comics, number 70, the 70th issue of Archie's Pal Jughead comic, and then the 15th issue of Betty and Veronica Spectacular. Also, Malibu Comics would release the 20th issue of Mantra. Um, so on this date in 1995, Archie Comics would put on the newsstands, release on the newsstands, Archie's Pal Jughead Comics and Archie's Pal Jughead Comics number 70 and Betty and Veronica Spectacular number 15. And then also on this date, Malibu Comics would release on the newsstands Mantra number 20, the 20th issue of Mantra. So that happened on this date in 1995, which of course was 25 years ago. Then on this date 5 years ago, on 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 the go home episode of Monday Night Raw, leading up into the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, on Monday Night Raw, in the main event, Seth Rollins defeated Dolph Ziggler. Also on the card, John Cena would retain the United States Championship from Kane. The New Day would defeat the Lucha Dragons to become the number one contenders to the WWE Tag Team Championships. The pairing of the New Day that would win the number one title contendership would be Big E and Kofi Kingston. Among some of the other matches included Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper going to a no contest leading into their match, I believe, at Extreme Rules. Fandango beating Curtis Axel. Naomi beating Brie Bella. Sheamus beating Zack Ryder by DQ when his broski Dolph Ziggler came in to help him out after, instead of pinning Ryder, Sheamus tried to brutalize him. Also, the Miz would basically retain the right to the Miz brand by defeating Damien Mizdow, aka Damien Sandow, with the help of Sandow's valet Summer Rae, and then Ryback would beat Adam Rose. So on the Go Home to Raw 2015, leading into Extreme Rules, that was more or less the card. In main event, as I said, Seth Rollins would defeat Dolph Ziggler. John Cena would retain the WWE United States Championship, and the New Day contingent of Big E and Kofi Kingston would become the number one contenders of the tag titles um, by being Lucha Dragons. And Randy Orton, who had a match with Seth Rollins at Extreme Rules, where he would not be allowed to use RKO during the match, was getting his RKO's in during this event at various times, and eventually leading to him RKOing Seth Rollins. So that happened on this date in 2015, which was 5 years ago today. And with that, um, you guys can check the links below if you want to contact me directly. You can My Discord's in the links. You can direct message me on my Discord. You can check out the Discord and join if you'd like. I would, I'm also still promoting a bunch of different dub companies. There's a lot of works out there you guys should check out. A lot of stuff that you'll find not just Vicken, but some other good voice actors and actresses too. Also, I'm still promoting the GoFundMe, of course, as you know. Vic's case is taking a little bit longer, and I'm sure he appreciates all the help you guys are giving him, when you can donate. As always, never feel like you have to donate. If you have the means to and it's on your heart to do so, please consider donating. Remember, nobody wants to see you guys go bankrupt over this. That's why I say consider it. Don't feel pressure to feel like you have to. If you've already donated, please consider donating again. And if you cannot donate, you can still help out the cause by sharing the link. After all, sharing is caring, and you never know. Maybe somebody in your circle of friends might look at it and say, "Yeah, I want to help out too." You never know. It doesn't hurt to ask. And also, if you like this content, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. I always look forward to the conversations with you guys as long as they're civil and respectful. I always look forward to some good conversations. I know with everything going on right now, it's kind of hard to keep in content. I hope you guys, are being cautious. You don't have to overdo it, but just, still be cautious though. Um, and with that, um, hopefully, I hope you guys will catch this and enjoy it, and I'll see some of you at my VA premiere this Friday night. As this week, on Voices Big and Small, I will be premiering the episode where I am talking about Bryce Papenbrook. So hopefully, you guys will come out and join me for that. And until tomorrow, guys. Bye.